This is the Blackout Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Blackout Podcast, where I get to talk to amazing people doing amazing things. And today I have Lyris, awesome artist. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So, before we get into your last name, let's just talk about the music. How did you, what was your introduction to music?
Since birth.
Oh.
Yeah, I've grown up with a musical family, so, it's just normalized for me. You know, my mom was a choir director, so I grew up in church, always singing. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life. I don't think I started taking it serious until junior high, maybe, I guess.
What happened in junior high?
Well, I guess there was other people around me who were singing too and just getting out there, and so I felt okay, if they can do it, then I can do it too. So I started doing small things, little talent shows, and I've always sang, but I've never sang publicly. So it was let me just try.
Did you ever do the choir?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I did the choir. I did my church choir, and then later on, when we switched to a different church, which was more for, I guess, the younger audience, it was more of a youth choir. I switched to that, which I definitely feel impacted my musical journey. But
in what way?
Just because that same church, I met my best friend, Ariana Willis, who's also a part of Vitamin D, who's also an artist. And because we knew each other previously, because we weren't friends at the time. We knew each other from school and groups, but we were we go to the same church, so we might as well come together. So we joined this choir, and we slowly started doing solos for the church and doing it in an audience. So we got used to performing for people, so it felt easier to be able to perform to different crowds.
And how's your experience of the talent shows and stuff?
Junior high talent shows, they're as good as they can go.
Fair enough.
So, it was all fun and games, but just to go out there. But for me, for some reason, I took it serious. I thought I was in a whole Beyonce concert, but everyone else is just doing it for the fun. So, yeah. And
I guess growing up in a musical family, was your immediate family part of the inspiration for doing music?
Definitely. My grandmother told me that when I was about 6 months, she had this tape recording of me being just humming, and obviously I can't speak, but I was humming, and I was just doing all this stuff, and my nan looks at my mom, she's yep, she's got it, she's gonna be doing it. So
do you have siblings?
I do.
Do they sing too?
Well, my siblings are very young.
Oh, okay.
So I have two step siblings from my stepdad, and then I have 2 siblings from my mom, and then I have a sibling from my biological father. So I got a lot. I got a lot.
But yeah, the only one, mainly the one singing?
Well, from my biological dad, I had a sister who passed. She was a singer too. So She was the only one who was on the same level as me, but the 2 step siblings, one of them is an artist, so she likes to paint. So she likes to do all that. And then my 2 younger brothers from my mom, one's 4 and one just turned 3. But I can't even lie. The 3-year-old, I think he's going to be the next one. I really think so, because my last gig, this child walked up on stage and sang "Get Down on It."
What?
Get Down on It. He's 3 years old. He walked to the mic. He's like, I was like, okay, so I have competition. Wow.
What's his name?
His name's Kanan.
Okay.
He's
oh my God.
He's so cute. Everybody was saying, so you're going to open for him now and this and that? I'm like, I guess so. I guess.
Okay, so and then you did the junior high talent shows and stuff, and then where did it build to from there?
I think high school, the place called The Hub, which is the youth art connection. What's it called? I don't even know the only place I go to. My God, shake my head.
Youth art connection.
Yeah, youth art connection. I got definitely introduced from there because it was like that place for all artists to just go and really learn and network and do all that type of stuff. So I found that out in high school. So when I started going there, that's when I met Dina. And I just definitely got introduced to more things. And I definitely had to make a choice for myself because the friend group that I was in high school, they weren't really supporting me. And it was like my friend group.
Oh, okay.
My friends in high school that I've known since junior high and back. Those type of people, because we had so much history and being friends with them, I still decided to stick with them. But I realized slowly on that they were kind of not supporting me and kind of just pulling me down to their level of not wanting to do anything with their life, I guess you could say. So I definitely was in that place of like, do I want to let go of this friendship history that I have, or do I really want to like continue with my career?
How
and my
difficult
passion?
was that decision?
Sorry?
How difficult was making that decision for you?
Very difficult. Very, very difficult. The last I'm still cool with one of them, but the rest of them I haven't talked since I graduated high school. And it's a hard thing because, you were so close with them, but it's like, obviously I have to come first. My self-worth and all that type of stuff has to come first. So it was a hard decision, but like I just had to like lay everything out on the table. And for a very long time, I like didn't feel like I had to bring it up to them, but it wasn't until I did one of my biggest musical productions, which was The Color Purple.
Oh wait, yeah, at the Neptune.
Yeah, so that was huge for me, and the only one that showed up was my best friend Ariana. So the rest of them didn't come, and they had multiple opportunities to come through school to even let it be free. I even tried, but it was like, that was like the day that I said, okay, listen. Like I just had to break it down to them. And they weren't mad, but they were definitely on defense mode. So they were very defensive and were coming up with reasons, but they'd done it before. So I was kind of like,
Yeah, makes sense. So I guess, let's actually jump into Color Purple. How did that happen?
My mom seen the auditions on Facebook, and she was like, "The Color Purple's here, just audition." And I was like, "Nah, I don't really." I was like, "I ain't feeling it." I watched that movie for like how many hours? I was like, "I don't know if I can do it." And then, like the auditions came up, and I was like, "Okay, fine, sure, why not?" So I actually originally auditioned for Squeak, but Squeak, because I was I still am 18, but for her character, you actually had to be a little bit older because there was more productive scenes in that part. So when I auditioned, I just like, I don't know, I really wasn't nervous because I wasn't really expecting to get in, to be honest. Like I was like, let me just go with the flow. I'm just chilling. Like we'll see how it goes. And I went, and they gave me a call back. And they were like, are you able to sing one of your favorite musicals that you've sang before? And the musicals that I've done before, I've always been the ensemble, so I've never had like an actual main part. So there wasn't any musicals that I actually had like a strict solo to. So I was like, I really don't know any of this. So I guess I found some gospel song that I used to sing in church, and I came and I was like, listen, I don't have any musicals, but I can sing you this gospel song. And I sang it to them, and they were just like, I could see, but I didn't really know like the impact that I gave to them in the audition. I kind of just sing because it's what I do. So it was like, they seen that, and then they were like, wow, oh my gosh, da 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 da. And then shortly after, it was like months after, and it was in the summer, and Jeremy Webb called me, and he was like, hey, can I talk to you? I know you're underage and you're in high school, so we got to work some things out, but can we talk? And I was like, okay. So he called me and he talked to my mom, And it was a huge process for me because I was one of the youngest cast members in that show, and I was still trying to finish my grade 12 in high school. So it was really hard. Like, there was things that I had to really work out because I was going to be missing a lot of school, and I wanted to graduate. So it was bittersweet.
What are some of the things you had to do to handle that process?
I had to go to the school board with my mom, and I had to ask for a challenge for credit, which is basically what they do for people who are in sports in high school. So if they go away for a very long time, they can actually ask for extra credit so that they can give it to you due to sports. But for me, it was for musical theater. So I had to basically come up with this huge PowerPoint on all the things that I've done and like present it to this board and be like, so I did this, I was in the Wiz, I did this, so can I get my credit? So I did that, and I got it, but they gave me a low grade.
No.
And my mom was pissed. We were all fucking pissed. Like, I came up with a 54 or something like that after all that hard work. And me and my mom were like, no. We were not having it. So we, like, went back to them and, like, fought for my grade. I think they bumped it up to, like, a 70. So I passed.
Yeah.
And
then how long was rehearsals for, and how was that process?
So in March, it started March 12th, and it was for a month. And it started from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Every day. So we went in there. We went straight into it. Like, I walked into this room with these big time musical theater people, and I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, I was so in awe, and we just went straight into it. And it was like, even though I already did live the fast-paced life, and I love just, like, being energized and just doing that type of stuff, it was like my body was very tired, but my mind was, like, still ready to go.
Yeah.
So it was that, and, we just went into it. I was shy at first, but I think what brought us together was the whole musical in general. Like, that musical will always be close to my heart.
Why?
I've learned... Oh my gosh, do we have enough time to get into this? I mean, usually most people have watched The Color Purple, and it's one of those very, tragic but beautiful type of stories where you just can't keep your eyes off of the camera or off of the movie. But the musical was actually very different from the movie. And it was just like, for me at that time, I was definitely dealing with a lot of, like, low self-esteem and a lot of, like, low mental problems for me and just, like, my life. I wouldn't say that I was depressed, but I definitely felt like I was spiraling into this hole that I didn't know how to get out of. So it was like, that type of show was like the main show to teach you about self-love. For this main character, Celie, who all her life has been treated badly, been called ugly, been raped, been abused, like, you name it. And, and all of that, she was actually gay. Like, she didn't even, she was gay. She didn't, like, she had a husband, but she didn't love him. She didn't even know what love was. And so when she finally moved to the bigger city and she met this woman named Sugar, it was just like she found out what real love was. And it wasn't even because of her. It was more because of herself, which is something that she had to, like, find within herself. And it was like, I was going through this play and realizing that this main character is how I'm feeling. Like, I don't have self-love in myself right now. And it's something that I can't find, within somebody. It's something that I have to find within myself. So, just going through that play, it was like, it was definitely held deep to me. And, to be the youngest cast member doing what I love and being on the big stage every night and just singing that opening line, it was the best feeling ever. So
how was opening night for you?
Opening night was funny.
Why?
Because My family is one of the most supportive people. Ugh, I can't speak today. I just don't anyway, but yeah, my family is one of the most supportive people in my life. So I had about 40 family members come to the Color Purple opening, and they're like spread out on the whole balcony. And of course, like other cast members, they had their family come, but like my whole family was spread on this top balcony. And as soon as those curtain opens, they're like, "Oh my God!" Like they're screaming, and I'm like, I'm singing, and I'm like, that sounds like my mom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my mom. So it was awesome. Like just the love that we all received, like the whole cast, it was beautiful. We just came together as a community and really just celebrated this story that's going to be being played for 2 months. So it was beautiful.
So it was like every day for 2 months? Mm-hmm. God damn.
So the rehearsals was for a month in March. And then when the show actually started, it was, I'm pretty sure, 6 days a week except for Monday. And then it was twice on the weekends. So we had a matinee. And then it started from 7 to 9. It was, yeah, I'm pretty sure. It was a while back, so I don't really remember. But it was like that every day. So I would go to school, and then I would come home, and then I would rush over to Neptune. And it was like that every day, except for Monday. So that was the day I would catch up.
How would you spend your Monday on the average during that period?
Catch up on homework. I literally, my mom was like, listen, that social life, just get rid of it. 'Cause it's not going to work this time. I was like, okay, all right, good to know. I was like taking it all in, and I was texting my friends like, I miss you, bye. It was good, being friends with you. I'm going to be taking a break. They were like, Lyris, are you good? I was like, great, just let me know. So it was like, yeah, as soon as Monday came, like those teachers, they did not give me any type of sympathy. They were like, listen, we're very proud of you, but we're not going to baby you up. So here's your homework. And I was like, all right, bye, thanks.
How do you navigate both worlds, like school and then doing this play?
I don't know. I really don't know, because school was a completely different world. Like I said, the people in high school, they didn't really take how serious the Color Purple was, to be honest. Like, they knew about it, and when they seen, like, little articles, they would be like, hey, I heard you about this article, but to be honest, they didn't really care. Like, they were just living their day-to-day life, and, like, when they see me at school, how was your show? Maybe sometimes not even that, but it was completely different, where then after school, it's like you come to Neptune and all these people are like, oh my gosh, you're in the Color Purple, and like, congratulations on your success and all this stuff. And it was like, oh, okay, that's how it sounds again. I forgot from high school, so it was different. Yeah, it was definitely night and day.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, and then after that experience, like, did you just get into university right away? Did you take some time off? Or?
Yeah, I went straight into university, because it was like, I didn't apply for different universities. I was in that moment where, like, I really just, like, didn't feel like I was going to graduate because of how busy it was for me. So it was really just passing all that work. As soon as everything's good, apply, and then get into it and go, because I didn't have the time to, like, lollygag and really, like, decide if I want to take a year off or wait or do anything. And that's what my mom wanted me to do. So it was like, all right, as soon as I do that, get in good. So. And
what did you want to study, and where?
Dal. I go to Dalhousie University. And I'm studying theater arts and social sciences. So it's theater arts is right up my alley. So, yeah.
How's it feel so far?
Well, there's only 3 Black people in my class. And one of them is biracial.
Yeah.
So it's me, these 3 people, and the first semester was actually really good. It was a good introduction, but it was like the second semester, it was a whole new professor, and she came into this class thinking that none of us have been anywhere, and we're just starting out as like complete newbies, and we don't know exactly what we're doing. So she was like naming all these huge things that she's done, and like I was like, I mean, I done that too, but I'ma just lay low. And then it seemed like, I don't know, like, it seemed like when the first day that she came into the class, she said that she's been in at least every Neptune show, or she's at least helped in it, or she's at least seen every Neptune show. So I was like, oh my gosh, wow, so you probably seen The Color Purple. So I go up to her after class and I was like, so I was actually in The Color Purple. And she's like, no, I didn't see it. I was like, oh, okay. All right. So, and it was just like from there.
Yeah.
I had to, me and the 3 other Black people in our class, it seemed like we had to work 10 times harder than the rest of the class did. So I feel like from there, the start of the semester, it was definitely like some red flags that were like,
How are you handling that though?
I just like been listening to what my grandmother's been telling me. Like, she's like, listen, just smile on her face, be nice, and get that grade, and just go. Because you don't have time to like feed into her energy, because then it's just gonna give her more power to feel like, you know, to belittle us. And I don't even have the energy anyway. I'm a very nonchalant. I can be very energetic, but when it comes to those situations, I don't put a lot of energy into it. So that's just what I've been doing. And there are some times where, you know, I do want to like speak up for myself, but it's like, the class is almost done. We got 15 minutes. Let me just get out of here. So, you know.
But it's just this one person, or?
Just this one professor. She's new for the second semester. So.
Okay.
You know.
How do you now combine that with your music?
Theater?
Mm-hmm.
I have like 4 different worlds, I swear. Like, theater's one world, and then singing and writing music is a like completely different other world, and then I do modeling too. So like I definitely have different worlds where theater, I'm one person, and then when it comes to like me being an artist and writing music, I'm a completely different person. And it's like that for acting and modeling too.
Okay, I'll come back to the music one, but the modeling one, how did it happen? How do you get into it?
I mean, I always like to be like low-key in the spotlight. Like, ever since I was young, you know, I've been known to like, you know, be that little girl to like come and dance in the circles and stuff like that. So it's always been a part of me. But it wasn't until there was this community fashion show where you could just go up and like be in the show and just have fun with it. And the coach,
Where was the show?
It was at New Beginnings.
Okay.
Like the church in Dartmouth. They held it there, but yeah, I don't remember who it was funded by, but the modeling coach that I'm like signed to now, she was in the show and she was just looking for people, and I guess she seen me, and I didn't get her name, and I remember she actually got mad at me. The first time I ever met her, she got mad at me because I forgot that when you walk up, the photographer got to take your picture and then you walk out and you leave. So I didn't do that. I like walk right past the photographer and she's like, no, you gotta pose. Like, you gotta pose for the photographer. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll do it next time. And she was like, oh my gosh, child. She was like, I have no words for you. So that day, I didn't get her name or anything, and then it was like 4 months later, we were at another community event. She runs right up to me. She's like, I've been looking for you and all over the place, and I've been asking about you, and like, where did you come from? And I was like, I just came from home. Like, I was just helping out with this community. She's like, no. So she gave me her card, and then like, her company has grown. I remember me and a couple of the older models, like, we all started together, some of the older models who were modeling for her still, and we used to like model in the back of a store basement and just get that training. And she was really like, it wasn't even a company at the time. She was just wanting to see our growth and help us. And it wasn't until like later on the year when she actually made it a business and, you know, got a better place for us to do our modeling training and stuff like that. So she's definitely grown. It's a family there, I'm telling you.
What's the agency called?
Solely Productions.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
So they just did the Fabric of the DNA of
They
our
did.
DNA
They
thing?
just had a show. It was amazing. I didn't go, but a lot of my friends were there, and I drifted off a little bit from the modeling world because I've been so focused on my artistry, and she 100% understands that. But she's like, I miss you over here, this family, like, you need to come back. So that same day I was doing a gig, and she's like, wow, look at you. She's like, I wish I could come to the show. And I was like, I wish I could come to yours,
Exactly, yeah.
So she's definitely supportive too. And she's always telling me not to limit yourself to one passion. So.
And with the music, when did you start writing your own songs?
Like grade 7.
Oh.
I would like write these little corny love songs on the piano with like.
Why do you say they are corny?
They were, trust me, they were corny. Like these 3 little chords, like it just didn't go anywhere. But I believe they were real songs, and I would play them for my mom, and like after 20 minutes of the same 3 chords, she's like, okay, it's good. So it started there, but I didn't start taking it like. I didn't actually start writing and like trying to tell a story through my songs till like 2016. So
What happened then?
I'm one of those people where I have a wall, so it's very hard for me to express my emotions. So music is definitely, or songwriting is definitely that cope method for me. So it was like I was in a very vulnerable time. And I was like, why don't I start just like putting these in the lyrics? And then I started doing that. And then a lot of people have been telling me like, I'm happy you write this type of music because I'm able to relate to it. And I'm able to like let myself be vulnerable just as you in that moment. So, I do write like fun songs too, but they're mostly in your feelings, I guess. Like.
So, like, when you're writing those songs, is it heavy writing them for you, or?
I just I literally just spill it all out. It's like I find a nice beat, and I'm just, like, in my own little atmosphere, and I just go and write it out, and then I record it while I'm doing it on my phone, and then I just go back and listen. If I want to change some things, then I'll change it, or sometimes I might come up with a bridge, like, if there's, like, something that's like keeps repeating in my head, then I'll put that down as the bridge or maybe the chorus. But it's usually just like a spilling out thing for me because it's so much that's like built up inside of me. So it's very easy to me to like let that like go, I guess.
And then, so what comes first, the music or the words?
The music,
Okay.
definitely. I like to find like a beat, but lately these days it's been so hard to find like a good beat. A lot of the beats have been sounding the same lately, and it's just like these same percussions that are just like, and it's the same. It's like a little different track with the same percussions in every song, and it just drives me up the wall. So it's so hard to really find a beat that's representing how you're feeling. So I try to find that first, because then I feel like it's not easy for me to spill the lyrics and like to that type of tone that I wanted to do.
And how do you prepare for your shows?
Sorry?
How do you prepare for your shows?
I guess I just like do a quick prayer, and I mean, all of us obviously get nervous, but I just come up with these little like small things to do before I go up and perform, and then I just like go up there. I try not to sweat it as much as I can, because it's really just me being, vulnerable and trying to like give my passion to people and let them hear what I have to say. And I sometimes like to like build a character for me to go up to stage, so it's not really Lyris up there, it's some other person.
What are some of the characters you built for your performances?
Just like the person that I see myself in the future. So I actually don't like saying the word famous. Like, I don't want to be famous. Like, that's not really my goal. It's more just me being in a healthy mind space, and me being like able to just produce music whenever I want, and me being able to like sing that to people and just have like a little fan base where these people look up to me and just like understand how I'm feeling and they can relate it to their feelings. So I guess that's my goal right now. So I kind of just go up there as that person and really just like, I guess, seduce the crowd with them, I guess you could say. So,
And what was your last performance?
I think it was last week, and it was at the Tea Room, I believe, in Halifax. And it was an R&B session, so it was a lot of like nice, soulful, jazzy R&B. And Ariana, my best friend, she was with me too, and another artist, Mage, he was there, and it was just the three of us, and we just like had a good set. It was a different crowd, but like they were very open, like they were down and loved everything. So yeah, it was really nice.
Wow. So are you working on an album now, EP?
I wanted to, but manager things, Dina over here, she was like, no, don't do that yet. Like, I think you should just get like a single out and let people hear what your sound is before you like just pop it with an EP. So I guess I want to do that and post maybe a couple singles, not just one, and then do the EP.
Yeah.
But I've been writing since grade 7, so there's thousands of songs in my songbook that are like ready to come out. So I guess I'm just being patient.
And I guess, do you have a song you're recording or working on that's coming out soon? Or
I do, yeah. The last time I was in the studio was December, January. And it's a song that has been written for a while. And me and Dina thought like it was a great song to post as a single because it's not too in your feelingsy, but it's also like it's still fun, it's laid back, and it has like a good beat. So it's one of those songs you can just like vibe to and just, you know, jam to. So it was definitely a good song to feel like, okay, we could post this as a single.
what's it called?
What is it called? I don't really have a name. Like, there's 2 names for it. Either Align or, how's the chorus go? Oh, Stars Align. So either Align or Stars Align. Whichever one.
Which one are you leaning more to, though?
Align, because Stars Align is too long.
But it's 2 words.
Stars Align. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's going to take too long to type up in the
What's
in
the
the
song
search
about?
bar. It's about, I guess, anyone being in a predicament with someone where, like, you're just all for them, you like them, but they're feeling they're not really ready for commitment. And so you're like, okay, well, I'm kind of willing to let you wait because I like you that much and I really want to be with you in the future. So it's like, okay, when the stars align, I'll be ready. But then in the second part of the song, it's like, actually, no, I don't really want to do that no more. See ya, I'm living my best life. So it kind of switches up for him. So yeah.
Okay. I really want you to sing, but before I let you do that, I guess, what are some of the plans you have for yourself moving forward? Like, just with music, with all these things you do.
I think definitely just build a foundation for myself, and like I said, build that fan base where people are like able to look up to me. And once I do that, definitely start, becoming more active on my Instagram and my social pages. And then I think from there, just start posting music and just really getting myself out there to let them know that I'm an artist, because a lot of people in the community, especially the Black community, they have seen me so far in either the color purple or church. And so I don't want them to base me off of those 2 things. Even though I'm very proud to claim those things, yeah. I'm more of that, and I feel like I want them to like start knowing that. And I mean, it's a little scary because, the Black community here is very conservative, I guess you would like to say. So being a new artist and willing to, be vulnerable and say these type of things on a song, you don't know what the comeback could be, but it's kind of like, this is me, so I like, you can accept it if you want, but it's just me being, or trying to be able to be that person for myself and really just get in that mind space. So
wow.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lyris.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna clear this thing up so you can perform.
Okay.
Thank
Cool.
you.
Set the tone when it's just me and you alone. Never lonely in the room. Breathing slowly, oh, you know me. Meditate, you could take me to a place where we can be all alone. I'll let you hold me, 'cause you know me. Lay your head on my pillow, say, ooh, ooh. Yeah. Touch is making me feel away, ooh, ooh. When I get around you, I lose it, 'cause I feel so comfortable with you. You made me comfortable with you. Nah, yeah. Wanna feel comfortable with you. You made me comfortable with you. You made me wanna go deep, intimate. Let you and me inside. You deserve it, all mine, all mine. Lay your head on this pillow, say, touching me. Why you touching? No, it's okay. Ooh. When I get around you, I lose it. 'Cause I feel so comfortable with you. You made me comfortable with you. Yeah. Wanna feel comfortable with you. You made me comfortable with you. You made me, baby. Lay your head on my pillow, say, Why you touching my body, say, ooh. I ain't loving nobody but you. You, 'cause I feel so comfortable with you. Wanna feel comfortable with you. You make me comfortable with you. Wanna feel comfortable with you, with you. You made me. You made me. You made me. You made me. Oh, yeah, you made me. Lay your head on my pillow, say.
Yo, Chris JB, you crazy for this one.
Je suis dante. Yeah, that was Comfortable by the artist Her. You can find me on any social platforms called Lyris Day with a D at the end, so LLYRISD. Yeah.
This is the Blackout Podcast.
listening.